Hello. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. So you guys probably know, we're gonna go live today with Miss Jayda. So we're just gonna wait a second and wait for some people to get in here, and then go ahead and join her. I went ahead and pinned my my personal Instagram account to the bottom of this. So if you guys want to follow me, go ahead and do that. But so basically we're going to interview her. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. So that way we can make sure that our questions get asked. So let's see. Let me go ahead and try to get her in here. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna wait for her to request us, and then we'll go from there. Oh, okay, hold on. Perfect. Thank you, thank you.
Hello.
Hey, oh, you're so pretty.
Oh, thank you. So are you. It's nice to meet you in real life, kind of.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time to go live with us today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited.
Of course. So we'll kind of start by you just kind of introducing yourself, what sport you play, what position, and then we can kind of go from there.
Cool. So a little background on me. My name is Jayda, for those of you who don't know. I'm originally from Utah. I was born and raised in Utah, and then I moved to New Mexico. I played basketball at the University of New Mexico. I was like a 2-3-4 power forward-ish, whatever you want to call that. And I am done with college basketball now. I play in the Basketball Beauties League. I don't know if anyone's heard of that. It's a league here in LA. So I play in that in the summer, and we do different events throughout the year, as well as I still play in like basketball charity games. And, you know, here and there, every once in a while, I'll go to 24-hour if I'm feeling spontaneous. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you currently live in LA?
Yes.
Awesome. So where you said originally you're from Utah?
Yeah.
Wow, it's cold.
Yes. Super random and cold, yes.
Yes. So what brought you to LA?
There was really nothing that brought me to LA. When I was done in New Mexico, or done playing in New Mexico, I was kind of like at this standstill of life, and I could have either renewed my lease there and stayed there and found a job or whatever, or moved back to Utah, which was not on my radar, or really go anywhere. And I just decided that I wanted to move to LA and that I was going to figure it out. And that's what I did. And now I am a model. That's what I do. I just signed to a modeling agency a couple months ago. I'm going to acting school, so diving into that. So doing all things LA now.
Yes. Love it. That's great. So what initially had you getting into basketball?
So my mom and my real dad both played basketball in college, and that's like how they met, and that's how I came to be, I guess. So that kind of started it. My mom put me in sports when I was super young. I started playing basketball when I was 5, and then just kind of stuck with it, and I started to get good at it, and that was really it.
Nice. So once you said you got your degree, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what'd you get your degree in?
My degree is in communications and family studies, so I studied relationships and how to talk to people, basically.
Yes, I have the same degree.
Oh, yes, so you know exactly what it is. Yes.
Too funny. Well, that's Amazing. So I was gonna say, as far as like the Basketball Beauties League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a semi-pro league, or tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess by definition, it's a semi-pro league. It's an entertainment league too. There's a lot of influencers in there, a lot of actresses, really anybody in LA that can play basketball. But this year, it was really competitive. The last couple of years, it's still fairly new. This is going to be the fourth season this next summer.
Mm-hmm.
But this last year, they had like 200 different submissions. They had to like tell people they couldn't play because they didn't, So it's definitely getting bigger, but. And it's really competitive as well. The whole idea, that's one of the biggest reasons I play it is because I like the idea of it. You can be pretty and get buckets too.
Right. Literally.
Yes.
Well, that's good. I didn't know that I always thought that league was like more on the East Coast. So that's pretty interesting. I didn't know it was in LA.
Yes, there's the East Coast just started this year. So he's got one over here in LA and then one in New York.
Ones? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. We'll have to go out there sometime.
Yes, definitely.
So did you play any other sports when you were growing up or anything like that?
Yeah, so I kind of played a little bit of everything at one point. I played soccer and softball and volleyball. I was super into tumbling for a second, but I'm 5'11", so the gymnast thing just really wasn't in my deck of cards. Yeah. But I grew up on a farm and I showed horses my whole life. So I was riding horses and playing basketball for most of my, childhood. Super random, you would never guess.
Yeah. So does most of your family still live in Utah? Do you go home and visit?
Yes, actually, all my family lives in Utah. My mom, my grandparents, cousins, uncle, all that still live in Utah. So I live over here, just kind of do my own thing.
Fun. Okay. So I was going to ask, as far as someone actually asked this question, so they wanted to know, what would you say is the difference between playing collegiate basketball and then playing for the Basketball Beauties League?
There's a big difference. Couple things. I think the biggest one is people don't understand, and don't get me wrong, Division I athletics is great. There's so many good things that come with it, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and you are a pawn in the business, and it's super political. There's a lot of politics that go into it, like behind closed doors and stuff like that, and that's stuff that athletes have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And so when I was done playing basketball at New Mexico, I was over it. Like, I had reached my max. I was like, I'm never working out again. I'm never touching a basketball. And I actually met the owner of the Basketball Beauties, and we had good conversation and stuff, and he was like, just come play. So I went and played, and it was so relaxing to be able to play basketball for fun. Like, just to go out there, and it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It doesn't matter if you whatever. So I kind of had to relearn to play the game, because I learned how to play, like, strategic basketball, like X's and O's and stuff, whereas like these girls, they just do it just for fun and just because they love it. And so I actually fell in love with basketball from a different way through playing in the Basketball Beauties.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. As far as, I mean, it's still like pretty taken pretty seriously, but
for sure.
You're still, I mean, it's not as,
yes, your scholarship's not on the line.
You don't think
it's fine. Yeah.
Right. So another person asked, how did you manage to be a student and an athlete? Do you have any advice?
Yeah, definitely. It is challenging. My typical days in college, we would have class from 9:30 to about 12, and we would have practice. We'd have to be on the floor ready to go at 1. Right. So you have to go, we would bust over to the gym, get taped, do treatment, get warmed up and everything like that, ready to go at 1. We practice from about 1 to 3:30. And 3 to 4 days a week we would lift after that. And then after that you go to study hall, and sometimes you have night classes, and then you try to eat and like be somewhat of like a social human being in between all of that. So it definitely is challenging. It teaches you a lot about time management, because if you don't manage your time, you're not going to get anything done, including you're not going to eat, you're not going to sleep, you're not going to, so you really have to juggle your cards. But I would say just to really set your priorities straight, I I had to learn that, when I first got to college, I'm like, let's do everything, like, let's be social. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. Like, I'm never going to go to class if I keep doing this or whatever. But I would definitely say set your priorities straight. Keep the things close to you that matter, your family, your spirituality, those things. That's the thing that's going to be really solid in going through that.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say is like the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome? So, is there anything that you had to deal with as far as like injuries, or what would you say was the biggest thing that you had to go through while you were a student?
Yeah. Actually, I was super, super blessed. I've never experienced a major injury. I've never blown a knee. I've never done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple bumps and bruises. And after that, you go to study hall, and sometimes you have night classes, and then you try to eat and like be somewhat of like a social human being in between all of that. So it definitely is challenging. It teaches you a lot about time management, because if you don't manage your time, you're not going to get anything done, including you're not going to eat, you're not going to sleep, you're not going to, so you really have to juggle your cards. But I would say just to really set your priorities straight, I had to learn that, when I first got to college, I'm like, let's do everything, like, let's be social. And I'm like, okay, this isn't going to work. Like, I'm never going to go to class if I keep doing this or whatever. But I would definitely say set your priorities straight. Keep the things close to you that matter, your family, your spirituality, those things. That's the thing that's going to be really solid in going through that.
Yeah, for sure. And what would you say is like the biggest obstacle that you had to overcome? So, is there anything that you had to deal with as far as like injuries, or what would you say was the biggest thing that you had to go through while you were a student?
Yeah. Actually, I was super, super blessed. I've never experienced a major injury. I've never blown a knee. I've never done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple bumps and bruises, but nothing that was too crazy. But definitely probably the biggest obstacle for me was that I had just moved from home. It was kind of like a little bit of a culture shock for anybody that knows anything about Utah. It's like its own little area and like its own thing. So I was kind of going through a little bit of a culture shock, as well as really just trying to figure out who I was outside of being at home. And it was more of like a little bit of an identity crisis at the beginning. But once I was able to catch a flow, I had a great coach my first 3 years there. She was awesome, and she really helped me with that. So I grew a lot as a person. I think that was probably the most challenging.
Okay, just trying to like find yourself.
Yeah, find myself, juggle basketball, juggle school, be away from home, all those different components.
For sure. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I went to, so my freshman year, I actually moved from Arizona to Chicago.
Okay, that's different.
Let me tell you, I was crying like every day. I was so depressed. It was so cold. Meanwhile, like right now, like winters in Arizona, it gets probably like the 40s, maybe 30s.
Yeah.
Maybe. Chicago was like -16, -20. It was so cold. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely relate to that. Yes. So, what would you, or who would you say is your biggest inspiration? Not just with basketball, but just in life in general, and why?
Well, one of them, the first one that comes to mind is my grandma. I call her my Grammy. She is like my favorite human being on this planet. She is an awesome person. Everything that she stands for is awesome. She's very morally sound. She is very motivated and driven, and she's always kind of been like my person, the person that I can call and cry, even if it's like something stupid, she'll listen to it. And I always joke, like, if I can turn out to be half the person that she is, I think I'll be okay. But I also really look up to, I'm an Oprah girl. I love me some Oprah. And, I love everything that she stands for as well, and all the changes that she's made. She came from literally nothing and had every trial and obstacle in her way, and she just hurdled her way over and found a way to get it done. So definitely her as well.
Yeah, that's a great role model to have. Very entrepreneur-y.
Yes.
So I was gonna say too, as far as like your family goes, do you have any siblings?
I do not actually. I'm an only child.
Ooh, this is like our first only child. How is that? Do you wish you had siblings?
So growing up, like, I never did. It was more like of a foreign thing for me to like think about having siblings and like wishing that I had them, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But no, I was always really busy with basketball and school and friends and whatever, so I never was really bored. Now I wish that I a little bit different now. If I like have like an older sister, you know, something like that would be cool. Just like an ultimate best friend, I guess. But I've never really like wanted siblings, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So do your parents, are your parents like still involved in like basketball, or they kind of like moved on once they left college, or?
Yeah, so my mom, it's funny you bring that up actually. She is like so out of the basketball world. Like I'll like be like, Mom, did you see like the highlights of so and so and so and so? And she'll be like, who's that? And I'm like, oh Mom, don't tell anybody you're a basketball player. Like, so she's pretty out of it. She is in pharmaceutical sales and she's very successful at it. So she's really like wrapped up in her job, and so you know she is into mountain biking as well. So she's like does all outdoors of Utah things. So she stays pretty busy with that.
Nice. And your dad?
Yeah, my stepdad, the same. He like used to play sports and not anymore. They're just kind of like, they'll go to a Jazz game because it's fun, but not because they like keep up with sports, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So that is going to be my next question, is if you have a favorite NBA team and a favorite player.
Yes. So my favorite player is LeBron.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm always like, every time I ask that question, I'm like, I know it's either going to be LeBron or Kobe, and I'm going to have to choose a side.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. I'm definitely a LeBron girl, so right now, by default, I'm a Laker fan. Okay. My favorite team, I'm a little conflicted with teams right now because my favorite team was Golden State, but you know, it was a great run.
Right.
It was a great run.
I feel
so I don't know. Like I have no idea who my favorite team is right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say the Lakers just to make it simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And okay, so as far as someone else was asking about your career and what you're doing outside of basketball. So you did say that you're modeling. Mm-hmm. So are you doing more like influencing, high fashion? Like tell us what type of modeling like you.
Yeah, definitely. So right now I do a little bit of influencing just kind of by default because I have a decent following on social media. Mm-hmm. But I do a lot of sports modeling. I actually just signed a campaign with Dick's, and I'm shooting that this weekend. So stay tuned, everybody. You'll see me in Dick's coming soon. So I do that. I also do like a lot of beauty, like makeup, skincare, stuff like that. And I want to transition over into the more high fashion side. Yeah. I want to get to know those brands better, kind of segue that because I want to kind of dabble in everything. Like I don't really want to have like one area that I'm just stick to, you know? Right. So that's what I'm looking to do. But I just signed like 3 months ago, so I'm still super new. I'm still like, you know, building my career from the ground up. But that is with my modeling. Acting kind of like stumbled in my lap on accident. I had no idea that was something that I wanted to do. Yeah. And I'm actually really passionate about it. You know, being an athlete, I'm taught to mask my emotions and that emotions are weakness and to prey on other people's emotions and stuff like that. And so acting has definitely been therapy for me, almost in a sense, because I've had to like learn to be vulnerable with myself, learn to be emotional, learn to let people see my emotions and stuff. So I work at that. It's challenging, and I like the challenge, but I definitely, wherever acting is going to take me, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, that's great, and you're in the perfect location for that.
Perfect location, yes.
LA is all about that, so
right.
Pretty dope. Do you think that do you think you could see yourself kind of dipping back into like basketball, maybe as like a coach or anything like that, or?
Yeah, I actually just started working with this company called Ballers World as well. So I'm gonna do like hosting events with them. I just, again, started with them. I did like a sneaker event. I did Lou Williams shoe release. So we were there commentating on that. And I've got a show that's on the way. Me and a couple of my other fellow women's basketball players, we're going to do a show and kind of talk sports from a female's perspective, talk about dating in LA, a little bit of a faith component in there. So kind of talk like all things from a girl perspective in the sports world. Because I definitely still want to stay involved in the athletic world. I think it's great. It's a good sense of community. It's very relatable for me. So I'm definitely going to stay in it. I'm not really sure from what angle yet, but definitely will stay in it.
Well, I was going to say, too, I think it's perfect as far as, like, you working with dicks already. So it kind of gives you, like, still that athletic side and then still your modeling side, too. So that should give you a lot of exposure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Okay, so one of the last questions that I have for you, and then we'll kind of go to any questions that anyone has that is in the chat now, we'll answer. Cool. But what does it mean to you to be a beautiful baller?
To me, it means that you can be competitive and tough and nitty gritty on the court, on the field, on the whatever it is that is your thing, and you can look great while doing it. You know, there's kind of like this fad going on, like a cultural fad that like you can't be pretty and get buckets, or you can't be pretty and be tough and competitive and athletic and still be feminine all at the same time, and it's totally a thing. You know, I think that social media is doing a really good job at like shining light on that, and especially you guys, you know, really highlighting all the beautiful ballers in the world. But it's definitely something that's a passion of mine. It's a part of the brand that I'm making for myself, just to remind people like, hey, you can do both. You can be beautiful inside, outside, and be competitive and get it done. So, yeah.
That was a perfect answer. Perfect. Do you have any questions for us at all, or anything that you want to know, maybe as far as like beautiful ballers, or anything that you want your followers to know about you?
I don't think I have any questions for you guys. I think I definitely appreciate all the love that you guys give me. I know that you, you know, put me on your page a lot, and I definitely appreciate that. I think it's great exposure for me. It's, you know, I've met a lot of people that are like, hey, I've seen you on Beautiful Baller. So it's kind of like, you know, been a good connection. But no, I think what you guys are doing is great. I think, like I said, shining light on the idea of pretty ballers and stuff like that, and making them known like, hey, we see you. I think that's awesome. And there's not a lot of people that do that. So definitely kudos to you guys, and I'm appreciative of it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, I mean, I don't see too many questions on here. So actually someone's asking about your Instagram. So we will go ahead and post the interview as well as like a screenshot with your @name on the Beautiful Ballers story. So make sure you guys go there if you want to follow me or her. And then we'll go from there. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Talk with us, and then we will hopefully talk with you soon. We are doing a I think last year you were supposed to come to the charity basketball game.
Yes, so, and I couldn't make it. I got booked that weekend for a modeling thing. So
yeah, no worries. But next year I think we're doing it again. It might be in a different city, so I'm gonna make sure that you get there.
Yes, definitely keep me posted on that, and I'm there.
Will do. Well, thank you so much, and we will see you soon. Sounds good. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day. You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Alrighty. Okay.
That do that. So definitely kudos to you guys, and I'm appreciative of it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, I mean, I don't see too many questions on here. So actually someone's asking about your Instagram. So we will go ahead and post the interview as well as like a screenshot with your @name on the Beautiful Ballers story. So make sure you guys go there if you want to follow me or her. And then we'll go from there. But thank you so much.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Talk with us, and then we will hopefully talk with you soon. We are doing a I think last year you were supposed to come to the charity basketball game.
Yes, and I couldn't make it. I got booked that weekend for a modeling thing. So
yeah, no worries. But next year I think we're doing it again. It might be in a different city, so I'm gonna make sure that you get there.
Yes, definitely keep me posted on that, and I'm there.
Will do. Well, thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.